Anyway, so it took me 2 days on a bus to get to the Liberian Ivory Coast border. And it was shit, as you know, like 2 days in a bus, but okay, whatever. And it was actually quite beautiful scenery. So then, when I got there, the Ebola crisis was just at the tail end, and it just flared up again. Just as I got there, they closed the border, and I just spent 2 days on a bus to get there, on like an African bus, as you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not accepting this. I'm getting across that border because the alternative is 2 days back.
Sure. And then you eventually got to get there anyway.
Yeah. And I'll have to fly, and it'll cost a fortune. And blah, blah.
Right.
African flights.
Yeah. African flights are expensive.
Taking a 1 hour flight from one African country to another is the same as me flying from Europe to Asia.
Well, right. And not only that, but sometimes it's cheaper. Let's say if you want to go to 2 neighboring countries, sometimes it's cheaper to fly to Paris and then fly to the neighboring country.
More often than not, yeah. I found a guy who would smuggle me across for $200 or whatever.
Smuggle a white guy across.
Yeah, and it's through the jungle.
It's like you kind of stand out. It's easy to smuggle a black guy through sub-Saharan Africa, but smuggle a white guy, you kind of sit out because what happens is a lot of them will gossip. And there goes the white guy, and then before you know it, the next village will know that you're coming before you use any sign.
Well, that's what happened. So, so I paid the guy.
Have I been to Africa or what?
I paid the guy, and I jumped on the back of his motorbike with my backpack, and it was quite long. The border crossing is the official border post is whatever, an hour away, but we go deep through the jungle, 2-3 hours on this motorbike off road, and I get to the border crossing. He's like, don't worry, we'll get across. And there's a huge big, they start shouting at each other, this is common, and the military are there, and I'm like, oh shit. He's like, no, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, if he knows him, it will be okay, but if he doesn't know him and he's trying to give the guy a cut of what I'm giving him, it's not going to be great. Anyway, they send a guy, and I get arrested, and I get taken back on a police bike, and then the police and me take him to the cells. And then I got stuck in the cell for the day, and they eventually, after maybe 4 or 5 hours, they let me out. What are they going to do with me?
Right.
And they said, okay, you got it.
But did they let you out on the correct side?
I was back in Man.
Oh, fuck.
And I come out anyway, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to be humble. If you're humble,
of course.
If you're humble,
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so sorry. And they thought I was going back to Abidjan, right? But as soon as I got out of the station, some guy comes up to me, he's like, did you just try to smuggle yourself across the border? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that idiot took you to the wrong smuggling point. I'll take you to a different smuggling point. For $200, I'll take you to another point. I was like, okay, then let's do it.
$200? Wow, that's a lot of money.
I know, it's a lot. Yeah, but everything was hinging on this, the border was closed.
Yeah.
So then I did it again and get taken even deeper into the jungle, another 2-3 hours into the jungle. And when I get there, there's a huge kerfuffle again. And who do I see walk out of the little military checkpoint?
No.
One of the guys from the police station who'd seen me in the cell.
No.
And then that was just shut down, and they were furious with the guy for bringing me there. And I got brought back to got brought back to Man, put in the same cell again. It's late afternoon now. And anyway, they went. It was a Saturday, and they went and got the chief of police. I was like, this is actually serious. I know I'm not going to end up dying in the cell in Ivory Coast, but it's also not great either.
Sure. And it's expensive.
Yeah, and it is disrespectful. What I've done is disrespectful.
Right.
They told me to piss off, and I've gone and done the same thing again. So it's not cool, actually.
Right.
The chief of police came and he summoned me into his office. He was furious, basically. And I asked him, could I use his computer? He sat in front of his desk, and he was a bit weird about it. The language was a bit of a breakdown in communication. He kind of let me usher beside him, and I brought up my blog, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to visit every country. No one from Ireland's ever done it. I'm so sorry, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And I know it's a difficult time with Ebola. And he was like, actually really nice. He's like, I understand. Please also understand the border's closed for a reason. And he was really cool about it. And he let me out of the cell. But this time he gave me a police escort back to Man bus station and bought the ticket and put me on the bus for the 2-day bus back to Abidjan.
Yeah, to Abidjan.
To Abidjan, yeah. And then anyway, there's a whole other story that ended up getting hijacked by bandits. That bus.
What?
And we ended up
the bus that you were that they put you on.
Which is not their fault. But
did you lose money?
You lost some money. It just was a very sketchy couple of days. It was the worst 2 days of my life, actually. It was pretty rough.
I thought the worst 2 days of your life was on that boat. That rowboat.
And then followed by the second worst 2 days, 2 more days, and 2 more days, and 2 more days.